Imagine standing in the middle of your life's most important day, and it all starts falling apart. You've planned it for weeks, maybe months, and in a matter of minutes, everything you worked for starts slipping through your fingers. But what if, in that very moment, someone you've never met steps in and changes everything? Stick with me until the very end, because this story will make you believe in the goodness of people again. And if you love true, heart-touching stories that stay with you long after they end, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Outfit Stories so you never miss one of these beautiful moments. Sana had never been more nervous and more excited in her life. She had been dreaming of this day for Munsa job interview with one of the biggest fashion companies in the city. She wasn't just hoping for this role. She needed it. Her father's business had been struggling, and her younger brother's school fees were due next month. This wasn't about chasing a dream anymore. This was about holding her family together. She had prepared for weeks practicing interview questions in front of her mirror, making detailed notes, ironing her one good white dress until it was crisp, and carefully selecting the accessories that would make her look polished yet professional. That morning, she woke up early, double-checked her portfolio, packed her folder neatly, and stepped out of her small apartment with a heart full of hope and determination. The air was humid, and the clouds hung low, but she paid them no mind. The interview was at 10 a.m. sharp, and she had left with what she thought was plenty of time. She was halfway to the bus stop when the first drop of rain fell on her cheek. Within seconds, the drizzle turned into a heavy downpour. The streets glistened under sheets of water, and the sound of the rain drumming on rooftops filled the air. Sana Froche had no umbrella. Her carefully styled hair began to droop, and water spots appeared on her white dress. She wrapped her arms around the folder, trying to shield it from the rain, but the paper edges were already softening. When the bus finally pulled up, it was already packed, bodies pressed shoulder to shoulder. She pushed her way in, holding the folder close, like it was a lifeline. The windows fogged up from the heat of too many people breathing in a cramped space, and the smell of wet clothes filled the air. Sana glanced at her phone. 9:30 a.m. She still had time, but the traffic outside was crawling. She shifted her weight from one foot to another, her heart pounding faster with each passing minute. The rain showed no signs of stopping, and the sound of car horns echoed endlessly. The bus moved a few feet, then stopped again. She could feel her chest tightening. This was her shot, and she was about to blow it because of something she couldn't control. At 9:40, she got a message from the company. Looking forward to seeing you at 10 a.m. sharp. It wasn't just a reminder. It felt like a countdown to disaster. Her vision blurred, and for a moment, she thought she might cry, right? There, in front of strangers, that's when she felt a soft tap on her shoulder. She turned to see an elderly woman, her silver hair peeking out from beneath a bright yellow raincoat. The woman held a large, clean plastic bag in her hands and gently gestured to Sana's folder. "It's getting wet, dear. Put it in this," she said with a warm smile. Sana blinked in surprise, too startled to speak, but took the bag and slipped her folder inside. The woman then reached into her tote bag and pulled out a small folded umbrella. "Here, take this. You've got somewhere important to be, don't you?" Her voice carried a kindness that made Sana's throat tighten. She stammered, I can't take this. You'll get wet." But the woman shook her head. "I'm getting off at the next stop anyway." "Go on run. Sana felt a sudden surge of hope. The umbrella wasn't just a piece of fabric, it was a lifeline thrown to her in a storm she thought she was drowning in. She thanked the woman quickly, clutching the umbrella, and made her way toward the bus door as it stopped. The rain still poured heavily, but now she had a shield. Sana dashed off the bus with the umbrella held high, her heart pounding as if each beat was pushing her forward. She spotted a rickshaw idling nearby and ran toward it, calling out to the driver. He was a middle-aged man with tired eyes but a kind face. She quickly explained her situation, her words tumbling over each other. In panic, "I have an interview at 10. I'm already late, please. Can you take the fastest route?" The driver nodded without hesitation and pulled away from the curb, weaving through narrow back streets, avoiding the congested main road where traffic had come to a standstill. The rain slapped against the umbrella resting on her lap, the sound merging with the hum of the rickshaw's engine. Sana stared out at the blurred city, her mind racing with what if she still didn't make it? What if her soaked dress made her look unprofessional? What if this was the one shot she had, and she blew it? But she also kept thinking about the woman in the yellow raincoat, the way she didn't hesitate to help. The way her eyes seemed to say, "You can do this." The rickshaw jolted to a stop in front of a sleek glass building. The driver glanced at the time on his dashboard, 9:59 a.m. "Go. Good luck," he urged. Sana leaped out, thanked him quickly, and ran inside, her shoes squeaking against the polished lobby floor. She reached the interview room just as the clock struck 10. Her breath was still uneven when she shook hands with the panel of 3 interviewers. They looked at her slightly damp hair, dress clinging a little from the rain, but she stood tall. The questions came one after another, some she had rehearsed for, others that caught her off guard. But she answered each with as much confidence as she could muster. She showed them her portfolio, each page crisp thanks to the plastic bag the stranger had given her. When the interview ended, one of the panelists smiled and said, "You handled yourself well, even arriving in the middle of a rainstorm." That kind of composure is rare. Sana walked out with a sense of relief so heavy it almost made her dizzy. A week later, her phone rang. "We're happy to offer you the position," the voice on the other end said. Her eyes welled with tears as she accepted. She thought immediately of the woman in the yellow raincoat, a stranger she never even got to thank properly. That evening, Sana went out and bought a bright yellow raincoat for herself, along with a spare umbrella. She decided she would always keep one in her bag, not just for herself, but for anyone she might meet who needed a little help on their own big day. Kindness had carried her through the storm, and now she wanted to carry it forward. And if this story warmed your heart and reminded you how even the smallest gesture can change someone's life, please tap the like button and share it with a friend who needs a smile today. And don't forget to subscribe to Outfit Stories for more beautiful, true moments that show kindness can change everything.